Welcome to MultiTeach. In this video, I'll demonstrate key features of the Geometry Lesson app. First, I'll give you an overview of a basic geometry lesson from the student's point of view, and then I will demonstrate how a lesson can be created. The Geometry Lesson app provides a way to create measurement lessons for students of varying ages and skill levels. Items can be randomized within the app, such as the order of presentation of problems and figures. The app provides a built-in method of checking student responses without requiring the teacher to supply the correct answers during lesson creation. In this example, I will demonstrate a previously created geometry lesson about measuring the perimeter of basic shapes. From the Tools screen in the main Snowflake MultiTeach menu, I'll select Lessons, which will guide me to the Lessons home screen. I'll select the Play button on the perimeter lesson to open it. The students will find the perimeter for three types of shapes. The question for the problem is displayed at the top of the screen, and the figures are displayed in the center of the screen one at a time. The same question can be used for multiple figures. Students can use a digital notepad to jot down measurements or to write the formula required for solving a problem. A small arrow points to the activated tool, in this case, a pencil or an eraser. At the bottom of the screen is a toolbar with measuring tools that can be selected by touching them and then rotating them to measure the figure. Students can work out the problem by hand on the notepad before they enter measurements into the calculator. After the Submit Answer button is pressed, a feedback screen shows whether the answer is correct or incorrect. Progress is displayed at the top of the screen, showing how many questions have been answered, and just below that, the question text and the figure. If the response is correct, the student can advance to the next question. At the bottom of the screen, the number of correct and incorrect answers is displayed. If a student is stumped, they can advance to the next problem by pressing the Skip Question button at the bottom of the calculator. If the response is incorrect, a retry is offered. A Restart button appears on the screen after all the questions for a lesson have been completed. Here is a screenshot summary of the key features of the Geometry Lesson interface in play mode for your reference. Here's how to make a geometry lesson. To start, be prepared with the instructional objectives you have set for your students. This will help you make the appropriate selections within the geometry interface. From the Tools screen in the main Snowflake MultiTeach menu, select Lessons, which will guide you to the Lessons home screen. Select the Create New Lesson button located in the left column of the screen. This will guide you to the lesson type selection screen where you will select Geometry. The Manage Content screen will appear, where you'll type the title of the lesson in the lesson name text entry box located at the top left of the screen. Select the Create Question tab once for each question that you'll include in the lesson and type in the questions. The Create Figure button allows me to type in the name of the various shapes the students will measure. Note, you drag the handles located on the right side of the item to move them to the correct location. In this example, I'm using one question for several different perimeter problems. On the right side of the screen, you'll see a preview screen and various settings, which you can set later. Select the Customize Content tab to choose settings for problems and figures for the lesson. In the top bar, select the unit of measurement, inch or centimeter. On the right side of this bar, you can select the color of the figures. In the next bar, you'll see a question on the left and a category drop-down box on the right. Here, the question is about perimeter measurement, but the listed category is area, so I will select perimeter from the many choices. Below the question and category bar are indented rows used for selecting and modifying figures. For each figure, select the shape type to match the name of the figure you set previously in the Manage Content section. Then select the green Edit button, which will call up a grid with the shape, in this case, a triangle. Here you can modify the shape by moving the corner points about on the screen. Select the green Save button and go on to the next item. For square and rectangular figures, you can select and move the endpoints between grid lines for smaller units of measure. or move them to align with grid points for measurement problems using whole units. When you have finished, you can adjust the settings located below the preview screen to select or make changes, such as font, font size and color, theme or background, and gameplay, such as the order of problems and figures in the lessons and timer settings if needed. You can test out the lesson using the interactive preview screen, or you can press the green play button located in the lower right-hand corner to interact with the lesson in full screen mode. The next example shows how the Geometry Lesson app can be used with older students. In this case, students solve a variety of angle measurement problems for different shapes. The Customized Content section supports the creation of more complex problems, as you can see in the run-through in the preview screen. For your reference, here are annotated screenshots of the Geometry Lesson app's Manage Content and Customize Content interfaces that you can pause and read. You'll find everything you need to get started making geometry lessons for your students. This has been an overview of the Snowflake MultiTeach Geometry Lesson app. For more information, please visit the NUITEQ website.